Hello, everybody. Going to be talking today about documentaries. Really interesting chapter, in my opinion. I'm a huge documentary fan. I love watching them. Any type of subject, too, even something that might not interest me, or might not, or I don't think might interest me. I love watching them. I love learning new things, seeing different perspectives, untold truths. To me, they're really interesting. So this was a cool chapter to read about and to be able to discuss with you. So starting off, I mean, documentary. You can have a documentary on almost anything. Um, Anything you want, you could probably make a documentary out of it. You can give a different perspective on it. You can show some truths that haven't been told. It can be informational. It can be how to, whatever it may be. You can make a documentary on basically anything, and I think that's really cool because that gives the power to anyone if they're interested to make one, um, or it gives anyone the power to look up and learn about something that they want to learn about. Documentaries, they may have bias, um, just based off of maybe a certain agenda they're trying to push, a certain message they're trying to push, and that's not always bad too, because like if we think about it, we see maybe documentary on global warming or nature or something. Yeah, there might be a bias or an agenda push to take care of the planet. And again, like that's not bad, but there can be bias. It's not uncommon. So looking here, it's a lot of work goes into making a documentary. Something I found interesting that I didn't really know was while reading the text, it says it could take years of research just to come up with a 90-minute documentary. And that's pretty wild to me because you think about years of research, and this is probably something that these people are like devoting so much time to, and it takes that much time to come up with like a 90-minute documentary, and something good enough to get out to the public. So I thought that was really cool. It requires a lot of passion from what I could see. Like most of the time, documentaries tell an untold story or expose a neglected truth. And in order to kind of dig deep and find those hidden things, like you have to be passionate about it. You have to really love what you're doing and really, really want to do this. Um, this is a key to honesty, when you're pursuing this with an even-handed approach, just because you're trying to find the facts, you're trying to expose something that the public doesn't know. And so in that way, a lot of documentaries are honest just because of how passionate the directors, producers are, all the research that goes into it. Most of the time, it is honest. Some documentaries are owned by corporate companies, larger companies, so that factors in with the independence. It said in our book the two things that factor into independence the most are corporate ownership and commercialism. And it makes sense. We look at independence, and it is who's behind it, who owns it, who is putting the messages out, like that kind of stuff. So that makes sense. The bigger corporations tend to have a little more bias, a little more influence in what is being put out. So that makes complete sense. Um, and also, funding can be a huge risk to the independence of documentaries, just because typically, again, this is also with bigger companies, bigger sponsors. If you look, or if you just think a company funds a crew to go make a documentary and they put in a good chunk of money, chances are they're going to want the documentary to tell a certain story or to push a certain agenda, just because they're putting that much money into it and they want it to come out the way they want it to come out. So that is another key point. Productivity, I think they're extremely productive. I touched on it a little bit before at the beginning of the video, just how much I enjoy documentaries. I just think they're awesome. I mean, it could be literally anything. It could be sports, it could be crime, it could be nature, like as simple as the Planet Earth documentaries. Like Antarctica, Africa, the different across the different continents. I mean, I just think they're super interesting. I think they're very productive, just for the simple fact that you can literally think of any topic you want. Maybe not any topic, but if you want to learn about something, there's a very good chance you can watch a documentary. And I'm a visual learner as well, so it helps me a lot, just to kind of be able to sit back, watch something unfold, and just see what it really looks like. That really helps me understand different subjects in a better way. So, all in all, very interesting chapter. Loved reading about it. Happy to be able to discuss what I learned, um, and it was cool. It was cool. I'm probably gonna go watch a documentary this weekend, just after reading this. But yeah, thank you very much.